Why not just fix the problem? And if the problem is they're getting overstimulated because they're going to school in a learning environment that's
Very
not
busy.
good for them. Hey guys, welcome to the Duncan Deanna Show, episode 3 of the Duncan and Deanna Show. On this show, we talk about homeschooling, health, and a little bit of business. So today, one of the things we're going to talk about was a little bit about why we homeschool the kids. I'm yelling. That's my video voice.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to talk about why we choose to homeschool our kids, and that clock's not even the right time.
Which I think that our reasons are probably different.
Yeah, I'm excited because I don't even know why Deanna wants to homeschool the kids.
Well, I know that our reasons are different.
I know why I want to.
Okay.
And I mean, when it comes down to it, the simplest, what I always tell everybody, I'm like, if somebody's got to brainwash my kid, it might as well be me and Deanna. And there's nobody I'd trust more to brainwash the kids than Deanna.
That's good.
But that's the main reason for me. What's
okay.
Like if you just put it in short form and then we can start from the beginning, but what would you say the reason is that you want to homeschool them?
I think the biggest reason is that school just isn't a good learning environment.
Yeah, like, and they teach you a lot of crap.
I'm talking about my reason, Duncan.
Yeah.
Like just the environment in general isn't like a one that is good for learning in, that one.
What part of it? Like
just like
30
the whole
kids
structure,
jammed in a classroom throwing food at each other with the one
no
teacher.
one is getting, other than the problem kid or the kids that have special needs or whatever. Other than them, none of them are getting one-on-one attention or anything.
And some of them are held back. Like,
yeah, or pushed
if
forward
your kid might get held back if they're actually smart or whatever, or just I don't even think they learn that much at school.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I learned something. I went to school.
You're relearning it now. Learning how to write T's and H's.
Really?
Yeah, well, if we go back, like in my mind, I always figured we should homeschool the kids, but I know you didn't want to. Like, I remember at some point early on when we were married, before we had kids, or maybe right around when we had Laska, like, I remember you saying, like, we're not homeschooling the kids or whatever. I don't know how it came up, but I just left it because I was like, whatever.
Remember.
We got a couple, that's just how I am. I don't worry about it till we have to. And I remember you being, like, vocally against wanting to homeschool them. And then by the time Laska hit school age, you were, like, pretty keen on wanting to homeschool her.
Yeah, I think I just didn't know anything about homeschool. I didn't know a single person that was homeschooled, I don't think.
Me?
Other than you. And I didn't want them to turn out weird like you. I'm just kidding.
What's wrong with being weird?
And it was overwhelming to you would think of teaching your kids. But then by the time Laska it was time for her to go to school, it's kind of sad to think of.
Yeah.
Like, I have to send her to school to be with literally total strangers, and there's trust that they're looking after her, or teaching her and everything. A 5-year-old. It's wild to think of.
It actually is crazy that that's the normal thing to do.
Just like put them on a bus.
5 years old isn't very old.
No. You see them walking down to school.
Yeah.
Like the school down the road. And I just can't imagine sending Laska out the door and like, okay, go to school. Hope you make it.
I think that another part about school is that they learn a lot of stuff from their peers that they don't need to learn.
Yeah.
Or like lose their innocence sooner.
No. Yeah, I
agree
for sure.
Think is undervalued. Like, I think that's really important. I mean, a lot of parents maybe talk about stuff that we wouldn't talk about around our kids, but
and it's all stuff that they're going to learn eventually, obviously, but like
they don't need to learn when they're 7 or 5.
They're 7. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's, yeah, like you say, you're just trusting somebody else that may or may not have, they may have good intentions. Like a teacher might have good intentions. They might
Yeah.
not, but they might. There's a lot of people we know that are teachers or are teachers that are like good people, but they can't, there's no possible way that they can do what's best for every single kid in the classroom.
No, and I didn't really like think too much about that part of it until, so the school that the kids go to 1 day a week, they have the parents have to volunteer one time per semester.
Yeah.
So I went in and there was like 14 kids there, and some kids are being, none of them were bad, but just being rowdy or whatever, and speaking out of turn. And there was kids that were extremely shy. Anyway, like our kids are more quiet.
Yeah.
So they were basically, they were following all the rules, but basically being ignored, which
Yeah.
is because the teachers were a bit more busy focusing on these kids that were jumping around, or they're outside and the kids are running away. So then they're more focused on that.
Yeah.
And that's just 1 day a week or whatever. So it's a good experience for the kids anyway. But I'm like, if this, classrooms are sometimes double that size. Like if this was their full-time learning environment, it would be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it goes to show if you want attention, you got to make some noise.
I guess.
That's why we're doing a podcast, because you want so much attention.
I love attention.
Yeah, that part of it for sure. And then, like, what about, we were talking about the other day, like, obviously we have friends that have their kids in school and their kids are just like messed right up when they get home. Mm-hmm. Remember, like, talk about that a bit. What's,
Like
so when they,
overstimulated.
yeah, so that, what are the kids acting like when they get home? Like, I haven't, you've heard it first person, I haven't.
Yeah, well, I know what it, like, I know what my kid, like our kids are like when they're overstimulated, and it's usually after they've had screen time. Mm-hmm. Then they just, everything's a big deal. They're crying and they want this, like everything makes them super upset, and they can't, I don't remember what they said that their kid was like, but they did have to go find help for, to figure out how to deal with it. But
what they're trying to figure out, people are trying to figure out how to deal with their kid being that way, instead of, it's the same thing that like North America, they, instead of fixing the problem with anything, whether it's health, whether it's with your kid, it's like, let's not fix the problem of why the kid's being like this. Let's learn how to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Why not just fix the problem? Mm-hmm. And if the problem is they're getting overstimulated because they're going to school in a learning environment that's not
very busy,
good
it's
for them.
Too busy for 5, 6, 7-year-old brains.
It's probably too busy for a lot older than that even.
Yeah.
But if that's the problem, why not deal with the problem? Like, it's just like the same thing as like, well, the kid has ADHD, which is completely fake, and giving them drugs, right?
Riled up.
No, it is. ADHD is made up. There is no test. There's no proof that it exists.
Really?
Like, they just make it up that your kid has ADHD. Look it up. Where's your phone? ADHD. Where's the, oops. Where's ChatGPT on here?
Oh.
Oops, I saw it. Oops, that's something. Oh, you don't have Plus, so who knows how this will work. How do they diagnose ADHD? They're like, they take a kid. Oops, man, your phone's weird. But they basically are like, let's stick a kid that wants to rip around and do tons of stuff. Like, these kids are always doing stuff all the time, right? And what do you do when you're trying to teach them something they're just not in that? Like, you know how sometimes they want to go do stuff and they're not in the like sit there and write letters thing. Do you give them drugs?
No, I should. I think about it sometimes. No.
What's this say? A doctor, psychologist, or a psychiatrist will ask about attention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity symptoms. ADHD symptoms must begin in childhood. Symptom criteria.
Like it's not a blood.
Yeah, they
test.
literally, no, there's
Okay.
not a blood, they literally just go, oh, does your kid not want to sit? Okay, so let's go. What
I think I
questions
have ADHD.
do they, no, you don't. It's impossible to have because it's fake. They ask,
I
what
think
questions
I took an
do they
online
ask?
test once and it said I had ADHD.
I don't think that's your problem. Okay, it says, they'll ask like, do you have trouble staying focused on tasks that aren't interesting?
Is that actually the one
Yeah.
question?
Of course. I have trouble staying focused on tasks that aren't interesting too. Sometimes you got to do them, but it doesn't mean it's fun. Do you start things and struggle to finish them? I mean, that's like every kid. Like what kid's like, yeah, I'm good at finishing things. Do you make careless mistakes even when you know the material? Yeah. Like literally any kid could test for this. Do you lose things often? You lose things
Yeah, that's
for
why
me often.
I think I have ADHD.
Do you avoid tasks that require sustained mental effort? Do you feel mentally foggy or like your thoughts? Are you often late? Do you struggle? Like lots of this stuff is just stuff you teach. Like, are you often late? Well, you just got to teach not to be late. Like that's a learned thing. It's not a like, oh, I have a problem, I'm always late. Do you struggle with planning or prioritizing? Is your space often cluttered? Yeah, mine is. Do you feel impatient? Like you want to be impatient. Impatience is a good thing.
I'm definitely have ADHD.
No, it's
I
fake.
think I should go get
You
some
don't
meds.
have ADHD. Okay, remember when you got drugs for something because you were like depressed and stuff?
No, that was anxiety.
And anxiety. Whatever it was. Drugs are not the answer. Say no to drugs. But I chucked them.
No, you didn't.
I don't even know if
Did
you... Yeah, I did. I chucked them out.
Oh, they were fluorescent orange.
Did you take
I do remember
one?
that. I took them for a week.
And I
it made
chucked
it
them.
worse because I have a hard time taking pills.
You know why I
anyway.
chucked them?
Yeah, I know.
Because I remember when I was a kid, this was before we were even like health conscious. We're doing the video. What do you need? Your eye hurts?
Oh, do you need
It'll
a kiss?
get better.
Do you need a kiss?
But what were we talking about? We're talking about the, why I chucked them.
Well, I
Because
remember you reading the.
No, it had nothing to do with that. I remember when I was a kid, some guys that like, I remember one guy in particular that we grew up around, like he was way older. He was like not quite mom and dad's age, but I remember like he had mental health problems and he would always tell everybody, like people that have mental health problems always tell everybody they have mental health problems, which is whatever you say is going to be true. Whatever you believe is going to be true. So he would like tell people this all the time, but he also took all these drugs and meds. And if he didn't take his meds, he was off his meds and then
So
you couldn't be around him.
That was going.
Yeah,
to
it's
be
an
me.
addiction. You get on these meds, like there's people, I think even Joe Rogan, like that podcast guy, was on some sort of drugs for something, but there's lots of people and they go into huge, like, what do you call it when you withdrawal?
Yeah.
Because they like learn later in life that like, I shouldn't need these drugs. And so they go off of them and they're going to this huge withdrawal and it's like, it's actually really hard to get off of them. That's not a good thing. And so I didn't even know that part. I just knew that this guy, and I was like, I do not want Deanna to be one of these people that's just like, yeah, I have I'm off my meds. That's why things aren't going good today. I'm off my meds. Forgot to take my meds. Didn't take my meds.
Okay, but I'm scared of taking medication. Like any medication
be.
freaks me out.
Like, what's in that?
But I was in a very low state.
Yeah. But you're not now, and you didn't take the drugs. So it didn't take drugs. So you probably worked on whatever the problem was that was causing that.
No, I think I still have that problem.
No, you're not in a low state now.
No.
Why were you in such a low state then?
I had postpartum anxiety.
Which comes from a lot of other stuff.
Well,
too.
looking back, I think it was mostly to do with, well, postpartum, you do feel a little blue sometimes, which is normal because your hormones, but also the time of year.
Yeah.
Because this year,
what about the folic acid stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
In those
like I think
prenatal and postnatal and whatever
a lot of
supplements,
contributing factors to that.
and just our general health at the time.
Yeah, I was overweight.
Like this last pregnancy, you were way
but I
better,
planned that
recovered
to have
from
her
it better
in the spring.
Yeah,
and
which
not
is when
in the
you're.
fall.
I mean, look at all the animals; they all have babies in the spring. It's when you're supposed to have kids.
Yeah, because she was born at the end of October, and then I noticed this November being like, I could easily slip into that again without the kid. But I think it was just the gray days, the time of year.
That's funny. Like that stuff doesn't affect me. Like the gray days and stuff, I don't even know it. I mean, I'm in my office all day. I don't even notice if it's gray or sunny or what. And my window doesn't face anything worth looking at.
Because then when we went away, like I remember us telling you, like my energy is so low and I felt so tired all the time. And I was like, it's definitely the sun. And then we went away and it was just like nothing. Like I wasn't tired or anything. It was just like instantly gone.
Crazy. How do like the Eskimos live when they lived in their igloos?
Yeah, I don't like the people that don't have daylight. I have absolutely no
light
idea.
for months.
The depression rates are probably pretty high, I would think.
Caleb said it's pretty, like when he's gone to Dawson City when it's been like dark for a month or so, that people are pretty moody. Yeah.
No, you definitely live off of, or like, what do you call it? Our solar powered people are.
Yeah, no, the sun's definitely good for you. Back to the homeschool thing we were talking about.
I don't even remember what you were talking about.
Well, we were talking about ADHD. Yeah, ADHD and how that it's fake. It is. It's fake. Like it literally is. Okay. You cannot test a person for ADHD. You can't go get blood tests. You ask them some questions.
Well, that's the same.
That like depending on the day,
anxiety and depression, like a lot of mood things. You can't test for any mood problems.
Yeah, because it's not caused. It's caused by something else. ADHD isn't a mood thing. ADHD is like people that are kids. First of all, want to give her. They don't want to sit, especially boys. Like we have girls and they want to rip around. Imagine boys are even more wired that way. Mm-hmm. They don't want to sit there and learn something they're not interested in. And that was like one of the first questions on there. Pretty much nobody would say, yeah, I love studying something I'm not interested in. Like there are people that love to study, but that's because they're interested in study, like they love studying.
Yeah.
And there's probably people that are wired different that do enjoy, this classroom environment and sitting and learning, but it doesn't mean the problem with this like label of ADHD is you make the kid think there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with the kid. Zero. And then you pump them full of drugs. Like I've hired kids that are like 18 or whatever, 17, 18, 16, 17, 18. They're on ADHD drugs and I told them, get rid of that and you'll be better. You'll do better at your job. And some of them get rid of them, some of them don't. But like, they're already at that age, they're like, oh, I got to get my meds. I missed my meds. I got to get my meds. And I'm like, you're dependent. The government just wants you dependent on something.
Okay, back to homeschooling.
You don't like talking about being dependent on the government? We can talk about vaccinations.
Okay.
What?
Okay, but where were we going with homeschooling?
Well, we were on the ADHD thing.
Okay.
So our kids aren't going to get diagnosed with ADHD because if you don't take your kid and go, hey, diagnose it with ADHD so I can pump it full of who knows what is in the drugs, right? Like, probably side effect list, probably a mile long. I don't know. I've never read it, but I guarantee you it is. And then they become dependent. And think of like a young brain and you're putting drugs in it. So our kids will avoid that.
Yeah.
Probably another, like, okay, let's talk about this, because with the homeschooling, because it's a little bit less. When we first started homeschooling, there was probably less people homeschooling then than there is now. Like, it's becoming more
COVID.
culturally acceptable to homeschool. COVID changed that quite a bit.
COVID changed it a lot.
The COVID scam. But what is, so when people are like, you know how you always get people are like, oh, they won't learn to socialize and all this crap.
That's the number
What are the
one
number
question you get
3
asked.
things that they say?
The number one is like, as when you say like, oh yeah, they're homeschooled. Yeah, as long as they get socialized, that's great. Yeah, I do worry about the socialization. That's number one for sure.
I can hear them socializing downstairs together right now.
We do leave the house every now and then. Number 2 question is, not question, but statement is like, oh, I've thought about it, but I could never do it.
Okay.
That's number 2. Like, oh,
Why do
I like
people
the
think
idea, but I
that?
could never do it. Well, it just sounds harder than it is.
The crazy thing to me is, like, you have a kid, you're like, okay, we're going to have a kid, but we're going to let other people raise the kid for the most part. We're going to send them to daycare as soon as we can, quick as possible, send them to daycare. And some people, they like work and whatever, but you're thinking small if you think you have to both work and can't look after your kids. But you have a kid, send them to daycare, then you hire babysitters, and then you also, as soon as they're old enough, you send them off to school. And then when they graduate from school, they move out of home. So, like, to me, like, what's the point of having kids if you aren't raising your kids and you're just subbing out raising your kids to other people? Is how I see it. And people, well, I still, spend whatever time in the evenings and whatever. But if you look back in the history of the world, history of humans, it's only this very short time in the late recent years, like in the maybe last 60 years, that school has somehow become like, that is how a kid has to learn, and there's no other way.
Well,
The whole, however long the world's been around before then, you raised your kid, you taught your kid what you knew, and then your kid, like, they maybe learned from other people stuff too, but they didn't get shipped off to school.
No. I understand people that send their kids to school 100% because it's very, like, daunting to think, like, okay, I have to teach them everything.
Yeah.
Even though there is help out. Like, if you can't teach them something, you can find somebody, like...
ChatGPT, how do I add 1 + 1?
No, like,
Done.
today I literally... ChatGPT made me a lesson plan for social studies.
Yeah.
Based on the books that I have already.
And they aren't even allowed to use ChatGPT in school. Our kids will learn how to use it.
And, yeah, it just put a 6-week lesson plan for everything that they need to know for their age level. Like, detailed, too.
Yeah.
But no, I understand people that do send their kids to school. I think because it's overwhelming until you get into it and you have to totally switch your mindset, because you're taught, well, I went to public school, so you picture that as school or whatever, and then but that's not what homeschool's like, is public school, right? So you have to totally, it's just a very overwhelming process. So I don't blame people for thinking for thinking like, okay, this is the best because they'll learn more at school. I've also heard people say, like, that like my kids don't listen to me, like they wouldn't listen to me as a teacher. I understand that too because I've dealt with that. Like just they're more comfortable with you, so they're going to say no to you more than a stranger teacher that they don't know.
Maybe,
but often the case, yes. Because they're more comfortable with their parent or whatever. And then on a different note, I think like school is very necessary, like for parents that can't teach their kids, because there is a lot of kids out there that school is actually the best place for them to go. But that's a whole other conversation.
But then that's another, like I had someone tell me that one time. They were like, well, my mother sexually abused me, so school is my safe place. I'm like, the problem, like the school, that's the same thing. It's like, no, this is the problem. You should have been taken away from your mom and she should be in jail. And school, it's the same like Band-Aid thing. It's like when that's the argument for going to school, that's messed up. Like the problem isn't, that's not the problem. The problem is, are these parents that can't raise their kids, like that. The problem is that they had kids and they can't raise their kids.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not that like, oh, the kids should go to school. The problem is the parents somewhere along the line, somebody messed up, and these people their parents should have raised them different or whatever happened. But like, yeah, there's definitely people that are going to have kids because people are just going to make kids that shouldn't have kids. But that's not an argument for why you should send your kids to school.
No.
Like what we're talking about is actually assuming that you're a responsible parent and that you love your kids and that you treat your kids properly and that you're not a piece of crap. If you're a piece of crap, it's a totally different thing. And I don't even think it's worth talking about. Yeah,
but I still think like if someone complains or not complains, but like gives me their reason for sending their kids to school, I have thought of them all. So I don't really blame people for
You've thought of all the reasons to send them to school?
Yeah, like, like it's, like I could, like it's so overwhelming. Like I have 3 kids, like I don't know how I teach 3 different grades. Yeah, I've thought about that. Oh, I have a baby. Yeah, I know. I've stressed about that too. And I had a baby a year and a half ago, trying to homeschool them, and that sucked. And it was like, oh, they won't listen to me. Yeah, I have days when I'm like, I wish I could send them to school because they're not listening to me, and they don't listen to me. They never listen to me, and crying and all going on. So every excuse that I've heard, I understand because I've gone through it. Mm-hmm. But then the good, eventually,
key word is excuse.
Good days outweigh the bad days, and some of those things just disappear.
And hopefully
like I don't have a baby
hopefully
anymore.
The end results outweigh the bad days too.
Yeah.
That's the game plan.
Yeah.
Would you still be homeschooling the kids if I wasn't adamant that they were not going to go to school? I think we talked about that on episode 1, but because earlier this year or before this year started, you were like, there's no way I'm homeschooling the kids. And I was like, they ain't going to school. So they're just going to play at home, or you're going to teach them some stuff.
What I would do. I feel like
that's kind of a weird question too. Cause like, why am I gone? But I mean, if I died or something, right?
Well, then I'd have to, because I'd have to go to work.
No, I'm sure someone would look after you. We'll fix that eventually.
I don't know. I haven't really thought much about that. Like, actually, would I actually send them to school? I would have a hard time doing it.
Yeah.
At this point.
Well, that's why we're doing this too, right? You just keep podcasting if I'm gone.
Yeah, just me sitting here on the couch.
Teaching other people, Zoom calling, teaching them how to homeschool their kids. People would call into you. You know what's crazy is like the more you become like, I keep saying like, and I'm trying not to say that, and I keep hearing it. The more you become an authority in a space-ish, like say you're an authority in homeschooling, if you start to think of yourself that way, the more you'll get better at it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, I keep saying like. You guys ever try and You ever do that? Try and get a word out of your vocabulary and just keep saying it?
Haven't really tried, but I notice when I say words a lot.
Yeah.
Like a specific word.
But if you're teaching people and you're looked up to a little bit, like I would say that you probably are looked up to with your Holy Nourish homeschool page and stuff.
I doubt it.
Oh, 100%. I guarantee you there's people that are like trying to homeschool or they're having a rough day with their kids and they like see your thing and, oh yeah, Deanna, she's such a killer mom. Like, I don't know how she does it.
Super
and it
mom.
inspires them. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you only see the good stuff on Instagram. You're not posting like you crying in frustration.
I should.
Locking the kids in their room or something.
Yeah, don't do that, but.
Wouldn't blame you. But you know what I'm saying? So the more people start to look to you as an inspiration or authority, or like you're teaching them a little bit of stuff, that the easier it'll get for you. Because you build confidence. The more confidence you have doing something, the easier it is.
Yeah.
And the more you can go, well, I'll just figure this out, instead of throwing your hands up like, this is terrible, I can't do this. You figure it out because you're thinking, well, if I can't do this, there's other people that are now looking up to me a little bit. I need to be able to do this so I can have that same confidence, like if they're asking something or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm trying so hard not to say like that I can hardly talk. It's hard. I've got words out of my vocabulary before, but I have to really think to not say like. Mm-hmm. It just keeps popping up. So what would you say are your top 3 tips? There's people that are going to watch this that want to homeschool their kid, or maybe they are just starting to homeschool their kid. That's really who this is for. People that have homeschooled their kids for the last 5-7 years aren't going to gain much from this, but no. People that are on the fence about it, are just starting to, or are considering doing it next year. What's your top few tips to them?
The first one would be you have to like totally change how you think of school. Like, because homeschool is not like school in your home. Mm-hmm. Like the school structure and everything, it's not like that at home. It's totally different.
You don't line them up here and put a chalkboard at the front and talk to them?
No, and it's not like they're sitting in desks and it's a lot shorter. Like, it's totally different.
Yeah, a lot shorter length of time, but probably more learning.
Yeah, like
in that time.
Yeah, and
than a whole day at school.
Yeah, and not just like you're just doing book work at a desk all the time. That's not what it is either. That's the number one, which is really hard to switch.
What is it like? Give us an example of what it's like if it's not like school, which the majority of people will have went to public school. If it's not like school, what's it like? Because if they have no idea what homeschool is like, my homeschool was more like public school than these kids is, because my mom was a teacher. Yeah. So she just did like a teacher with us.
Yeah.
We started at this time of day. We did this for this long. We had a 15-minute break. We did this.
Oh, okay.
Like, we were pretty structured.
Yeah, I have a structure, but it's not like, hey, we start school at 9:00. Mm-hmm. It's, we do our routine, and if it ends up being 9:30, then it's 9:30. But we do the same things every morning, just not to a strict time.
Routine is important.
Yeah. And then if they're not feeling the math or whatever, it's like, okay, well, we can do a math game instead. Or let's go outside and we'll just figure it out. Mm-hmm. So it's you have 3 kids instead of 20, so you can like pick like, okay, what do you guys feel like doing today? If my plan isn't what you wanted to do, what do you feel like doing? And sometimes they're outside for the whole school day. Mm-hmm. Or whatnot.
And then, so number 1 is don't expect it to be like public school. What's number 2?
This is advice?
No, just tip, like if someone was getting into homeschooling or wanting to, or just on the fence.
Oh, this is hard. Having like a community, like a homeschool community that you can go to, because
Like taking them to, like you take them to that one in seminar.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the first 2 years I didn't have
1 day a week.
Yeah, 1 day a week for 4 hours. It's
We
not
did
very long.
that. Like
Yeah.
I was homeschooled. We did that 1 day a week.
It's
Thursdays.
very normal, like common, like they're everywhere.
Yeah.
You just search like co-op, like they're called co-ops in your area or whatever. But like for the first 2 years, I didn't have a teacher because there's like you're enrolled or you're registered. So I always get them confused, but I think if you're enrolled with a homeschool, you are like part of this homeschool community, and the government like has to know what you're doing or whatever for school. So then you're part of this homeschool group and they know it, and sometimes you get funding, like money from the government and stuff. But if you're just registered, you're just like basically signed up as a homeschool and you're on your own. You don't have a teacher or any help, you know? But what is super helpful, especially when when I was like starting out, is having that teacher that I can email and be like, hey, what should I be doing right now?
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
that doesn't always have to be a teacher or whatever, but as long as you have somebody that you can be like, hey, that you can text or something.
Yeah.
That is super helpful.
That makes sense.
But not everyone has friends that homeschool, so that's why it's nice to have like an actual teacher. And it's because it's everywhere. Like
Yeah.
you can be I think anybody in BC could have like a teacher at the school that the kids go to.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could just Google it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Find some help that will literally walk you through the process.
Cool. Don't expect to be like public school. Find some help. Perfect.
Yeah.
Good tips.
I don't have a third one. I can't think
That's
of
fine.
one right now.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it, and we hope it was helpful to you and valuable to you. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it. We're going to have new episodes all the time. And head on over to Instagram. Follow us on there. You can follow me at The Real Dunk, or follow Deanna on Holy Nourished Homeschool, unless she changes the name again. See you next time.